Caitlin Clark's rise isn't slowing down, and now her agent is shaking the WNBA to its core. Behind closed doors, powerful negotiations are underway as the newly updated collective bargaining agreement opens the door for a bold, unprecedented move. Sources say Clark's camp is leveraging every clause, every loophole, to force what could become the biggest player move in WNBA history. Teams are scrambling, fans are stunned, and the league may never be the same. But what exactly are they planning, and how far will they go to make it happen? Let's find out. The coming earthquake. At first glance, it might seem premature to sound the alarm, but timing is everything. And the WNBA is on the brink of something big, something game-changing. The clock is ticking, and yet barely anyone is talking about what could become the most dramatic turning point in the league's history. Here's the bombshell. Nearly 87.5% of the players projected to be 2025 WNBA All-Stars will become unrestricted free agents in 2026. That's not just a fluke. It's nearly unprecedented. To the average fan, that might not sound like a huge deal. But within the world of professional sports, that level of mass free agency is a complete upheaval. Unrestricted free agent status means exactly what it sounds like: total freedom. No team holds the right to match offers. No obligation, no strings attached. Players can walk away from their current teams and sign anywhere they want, with anyone they want. This opens the door to a level of movement and reshuffling we've never seen before in women's basketball. Now imagine what that really looks like. Overnight super teams forming, major market teams pulling in multiple stars, franchises losing their entire core over a single offseason, champions falling, dynasties rising, entire cities becoming basketball powerhouses, while others fade into irrelevance. The WNBA, as we've known it, could look completely different by the end of summer 2026, and someone already sees it coming. Her name is Erin Kane, Caitlin Clark's agent, and she's not waiting around for the chaos to hit. She's taking bold steps now, laying the groundwork before the dominoes start to fall. By working to challenge and stretch the current collective bargaining agreement CBA, she's helping shape a future where players, not teams, hold the power. This is about more than just Caitlin Clark. Sure, she's the face of the movement right now, the rising star with the spotlight, but she's also the prototype, the test case. If Kane and Clark can successfully carve out earlier freedom and flexibility using the CBA, they won't just change one player's career. They'll rewrite the rules for everyone. Think about it. When 2026 arrives and nearly the entire league's elite is free to move, what model will they follow? They'll look to the one that worked, the one that proved players could take control, choose their futures, and shape their legacies on their terms. This isn't a Caitlin Clark issue. This is a glimpse into the future. What's unfolding now is the quiet beginning of a much bigger story, a revolution brewing beneath the surface. And when it hits full force, it won't just be about trades and signings. It'll be about player empowerment, ownership of narrative, and the very identity of the WNBA. So yes, stirring the pot this early is intentional. It's a warning shot. The league is about to enter a new era, and Erin Kane is already turning the key. If you're paying attention, you'll realize this isn't chaos, it's a strategy. It's not trouble, it's transformation, and it's already begun. How did Caitlin Clark's agent make the bold move? Where and when did the move happen? Let's delve into the details of the silent signal that shook the WNBA. The tunnel moment. It wasn't just a handshake after the buzzer. It was the spark that lit a fuse. When Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's hottest new talent, was seen casually chatting in the tunnel of the Barclays Center with New York Liberty stars Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, and head coach Sandy Brondello, it looked, on the surface, like a friendly post-game conversation. But beneath that seemingly innocent moment was something much bigger, something intentional, something powerful. Because standing just a few steps away from the superstar trio, almost hidden in plain sight, was the man quietly orchestrating one of the most calculated moves in women's basketball today. Erin Kane, Caitlin Clark's agent. To the average viewer, it may have seemed like just another post-game meet and greet, a rising rookie sharing a moment with the league's elite. But to those who understand the business of basketball, the behind-the-scenes negotiations, brand building, and chess-like maneuvering. This wasn't just a casual tunnel talk. It was a statement, a well-staged photo op, a carefully planted image loaded with implications. And that image? It exploded across social media. Not for the sake of likes or fanfare, but to shift the conversation, to plant a subtle yet powerful question in the minds of fans, journalists, and front offices alike. What is Caitlin Clark doing with the Liberty? Why does she look so comfortable among the reigning champions? And more importantly, why is her agent standing right there in the open, as if daring the world to take notice? It didn't take long for speculation to spiral. Was Clark thinking about a future beyond Indiana? Was this moment just a coincidence? Or was it the quiet opening scene of something revolutionary? Make no mistake, this wasn't a fluke. It wasn't about post-game sportsmanship. It was strategic, deliberate, a silent power move wrapped in a friendly photo. Erin Kane isn't just representing a player, she's reshaping the narrative. By placing Clark in proximity to New York's power core, she sent a clear message. Caitlin is more than just a rookie. She's a brand, a movement, and she will not be boxed in. To Indiana, it was a shot across the bow, a subtle but serious warning. Handle her rise wisely, or watch her look elsewhere. To the WNBA as a whole, it was a shift in gravity. Because when the league's future face is seen brushing shoulders with its reigning royalty, and her agent is right there in full view, the game is no longer just about talent on the court. It's about power, timing, and control. This one moment, a photo, a glance, a smile, wasn't about nostalgia or camaraderie. It was about leverage. It forced the league to take notice. It pushed reporters to dig deeper. It sent fans into a frenzy. And it made team executives sit up straight. What looked like a handshake was really the beginning of something much bigger. A quiet revolution, led not just by Clark's talent, but by the team behind her that knows exactly how to play the long game. What led to that tunnel moment? Could it be layered, growing, and undeniable discontentment? Let's dive into the details of the superstar's discontent that was laid bare. Fractures in Indiana. Caitlin Clark didn't just enter the WNBA with high expectations. She arrived like a storm, a generational talent with the weight of a league's future on her shoulders. From the moment she stepped into Indiana, she wasn't merely a rookie. She was the attraction, the player everyone wanted to watch, the face plastered on billboards, jerseys, and national commercials. A walking headline, a sold-out arena guarantee, and a ratings goldmine. The buzz wasn't just hype, it was history in motion. But as the season unfolded, reality hit hard. The magic started to fade, not because Clark wasn't delivering, but because behind the scenes, things weren't adding up. What began as a fairy tale debut started unraveling piece by piece. First came the injuries. Clark, known for her resilience and durability throughout college, suddenly found herself sidelined. She missed 10 games total, 5 due to a left quad injury, and another 5 because of a groin strain. For fans used to seeing her as an unshakable force, this was unsettling. Yet it wasn't the injuries alone that raised eyebrows. It was how the team responded to them. When Caitlin was seen in visible pain, holding back tears from a groin injury during a game, fans expected concern, maybe even a formal update. Instead, head coach Stephanie White brushed it off, telling reporters that Clark was just feeling a little something, a throwaway phrase that carried far more weight than intended. For fans, analysts, and even players, that comment revealed a deeper issue, a disconnect between the coaching staff and their star player. Then came the tactical frustrations. Clark, known for her explosive transition play and long-range sharpshooting, voiced her disappointment with how she was being utilized on the court. "We need to do a better job getting me the ball in transition," she said, adding, "That's when I'm at my best." It was a rare moment of public criticism from a player who typically lets her game do the talking. Coach White's counterpoint? A system that leaned on 2 primary ball handlers and aimed to protect Clark from being overwhelmed by full-court pressure. On paper, it made sense. But on the court, and in the eyes of Clark, it meant something different. Restriction, not protection. This wasn't just about play styles or coaching preferences. These were philosophical differences, clashes between how a superstar sees her role and how the team wants to define it. And when that gap widens, things don't stay quiet for long. Superstars don't just complain, they calculate. They maneuver. Agents begin to appear in tunnels after games. Certain photos suddenly flood social media. Whispers turn into headlines. Every move, every expression starts to feel like a power play. Subtle, but deliberate. Clark's situation is no longer just about growing pains or rookie adjustments. It's about control, about value, about a player who knows exactly what she brings to the league and what she expects in return. She didn't come to the WNBA to be managed. She came to lead, to dominate, and to shape the future of the game. And if Indiana won't give her the freedom and trust she needs, don't be surprised if Clark and her camp start setting the stage for something far bigger than a few missed games. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about legacy, power, and the moves that change everything. Now that Caitlin Clark's agent is taking the bold step, does the CBA look like an ultimate weapon? Let's find out. Checkmate in progress. Here's where the story shifts from typical sports drama to a masterclass in strategic power play, more like chess than basketball. Caitlin Clark, one of the most electrifying and marketable stars in the WNBA, is officially under contract with the Indiana Fever until at least 2028. She's a rookie, which means she signed a standard rookie deal. She can't demand a trade. She can't just walk away. On paper, she has zero leverage. But Erin Kane, her agent, isn't playing by the paper. She's playing the long game, and she understands something most don't. True power isn't always about what is in the contract. It's about what can be changed. And the most powerful tool in sports right now, it's not a flashy highlight reel or even a superstar's stats. It's the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement. This isn't just a document. It's the backbone of the league, the rule book that governs everything. Player salaries, trades, free agency, and movement. In short, it's the constitution of player rights. Right now, that constitution is being rewritten. The WNBA and its players' union have opted out of the current CBA. That means everything is up for negotiation. Every rule, every restriction, every bit of structure that has long tilted power in favor of the franchises. And Erin Kane is stepping into that chaos with intention. She's not just advocating for Caitlin Clark. She's using Caitlin Clark as the face of a revolution. By spotlighting Clark's growing frustrations, whether about limited freedom, harsh schedules, or structural inequalities, Kane is sending a louder message. If this is happening to the league's golden child, imagine what the rest of the players are silently enduring. It's genius. Clark is not only the most watched, most followed, and most loved player in women's basketball today, she's also the most profitable. Her jersey sells out. Her games break records. Her presence drives TV deals. So if she's unhappy, the league must listen, and that gives her team an enormous amount of unspoken leverage. This isn't about forcing a trade today. It's about building a future where top players like Clark won't feel stuck in a rigid system, where rookies aren't treated like property, and where voices, especially young ones, are heard and respected. It's about reshaping the landscape of player empowerment. In a league on the brink of massive growth, Erin Kane sees an opportunity to tilt the axis. She's pushing for new rules that give players more control over their careers, their movements, and their financial futures. And she's doing it while the ink on the next CBA is still wet. She's not sitting around waiting for 2028 to roll around. She's not hoping for better conditions down the line. She's actively building that future now. And by turning Caitlin Clark's current situation into a public policy-shifting moment, she's making sure that 2028 isn't just another contract year. It becomes the year that marks a turning point in WNBA history, a moment when players stopped just playing the game and started changing the rules of it. Why would Caitlin Clark's agent use the CBA, despite knowing she should not move before 2028? Could her superb performance on the court be a motivating factor? Let's dig into the details of Caitlin Clark's unfolding basketball legacy, from rising star to record breaker. Caitlin Clark's basketball journey isn't just impressive, it's the stuff of legend in the making. Her career is not defined by stats alone, but by a compelling story of grit, growth, and greatness that started when she was just a teenager and has continued to blaze brightly on professional courts. Long before she became a household name, Caitlin was already catching the eyes of basketball insiders through her early contributions to Team USA.
part of Team USA's under-16 women's roster.
As a young player on the under-16 and under-19 national teams, she made it clear she was destined for greatness. Even with limited playing time, she stood out, averaging nearly 9.5 points over 3 major international tournaments. Her confidence, sharp shooting, and court vision gave glimpses of a star in the making. By 2021, she wasn't just participating, she was leading, scoring 14.3 points and dishing out 5.6 assists per game, asserting herself on the world stage as a rising powerhouse. When she entered college, Caitlin Clark didn't just play for Iowa.
That Iowa team upset that experienced, dominant team that had won wire to wire all season long.
She transformed the program and the women's college basketball landscape. Over 4 unforgettable seasons, she started in all 139 games and delivered an astonishing 28.4 points per game on average, setting an all-time NCAA record. Her playing style was electric and unstoppable. Deep three-pointers, fearless drives to the basket, and pinpoint passes. In her final season, she reached new heights, averaging a stunning 31.6 points and 8.9 assists per game. She wasn't just a scorer. She was a complete offensive engine, rewriting the role of a point guard in women's basketball. Her leap to the WNBA in 2024 was one of the most anticipated rookie debuts in league history. Playing for the Indiana Fever, Caitlin didn't disappoint. She averaged 19.2 points and led the league in assists with 8.4 per game. A remarkable feat for a newcomer facing both immense expectations and relentless defensive pressure. Her poise and playmaking ability set her apart as more than just a rookie. She was a leader from day one. In 2025, the spotlight only intensified. Though her scoring slightly dipped, her assist numbers rose as she adapted to more aggressive defensive strategies and increased media scrutiny. Still, she delivered with maturity, consistency, and elite-level basketball IQ. Her first taste of WNBA playoff action was another proving ground. In 2 fierce and high-stakes games, Clark posted 18 points and 8.5 assists per contest, showcasing her ability to rise to the moment when it mattered most. Caitlin Clark's journey is far from over, but already she's redefining what greatness looks like. Not only is she the face of basketball's next era, she's changing the game one pass, one shot, and one unforgettable performance at a time. While she breaks records, many have kept asking, how does Caitlin Clark get those iconic shots on court? Let's dive into the details of her symbolic shots in one of her most recent matches. Caitlin Clark's iconic shot lights up Iowa. Caitlin Clark made a triumphant return to her old stomping grounds, delivering a dazzling performance that reminded everyone why she's become one of the most electrifying names in basketball today. In a thrilling exhibition game on Sunday against the Brazil national team, the Indiana Fever rookie didn't just show up. She stole the show at Carver Hawkeye Arena, where her legacy was born and where it continues to grow. From the moment she stepped onto the court, the energy was electric. It was as if the walls of the arena remembered her greatness, and so did the crowd. Fans roared in anticipation, and Clark didn't disappoint. She drained 4 of her first 6 shots from beyond the arc, showcasing that iconic deep range and smooth shooting form that's made her a national sensation. But it was her 4th three-pointer that turned the arena into a madhouse. From a jaw-dropping 36 feet, well beyond the midcourt logo, Clark launched a bomb that sailed through the net with ease. The crowd erupted. It wasn't just about the distance of the shot. It was about the meaning behind it. That exact area on the court is marked with a painted tribute, 22 Clark, memorializing where she had shattered the NCAA's all-time scoring record back in 2024. This new shot came from even farther out, a symbolic nod to how she keeps raising the bar. As the ball swished through the net, Clark turned toward the crowd near the ESPN booth, flashing her familiar, confident smile. It was the smile of someone who knew she had just created another unforgettable moment, and the fans who had cheered her on in her Hawkeyes days responded with thunderous applause. It was a homecoming wrapped in history, pride, and the promise of more greatness to come. Clark's performance was even more impressive considering she was playing through a left leg injury, an issue that had sidelined her during the Fever's previous game against the Washington Mystics. Though still recovering, she was cleared to play Sunday, and she made every minute count. In just under 19 minutes of game time across 3 quarters, she scored 16 points, keeping the energy high on both ends of the floor. Even when resting, she kept her body engaged, riding a stationary bike on the sidelines to stay loose. The Indiana Fever coaching staff is clearly being cautious with her playing time, carefully managing her minutes as she recovers. But if this game was any indication, even a not fully healthy Caitlin Clark is still a human highlight reel. Back in the arena where she carved her name into history, Clark proved once again that her story is far from finished. It's still unfolding, one deep 3 at a time. So, what do you think? Could Caitlin Clark be set to switch teams now? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.